Now, no matter if you're purging your wardrobe like me or you want to be like the biggest new seller on Depop, here is my beginner's guide on how to sell on Depop, because we all gotta start somewhere. So I personally just went through my whole wardrobe and like decluttered about half of it because I'm hoping to leave the country. So I would say I would put my hand up as like a hobbyist Depopper, but I do have a lot of things to sell right now, so I'm gonna show you exactly how I sell it from like start to end, and hopefully gives you some tips on how to Depop. And if you literally don't know what I'm saying right now, Depop is this app basically like new school eBay where you can sell your clothes, maybe some other items, but I really look for clothes and shoes, and you can just sell it on the app. Kind of similar look to Instagram, but in money form, I guess. You sell your stuff on there and boom, you've got some pocket money. Honestly, I think the app should come with a warning because I have been highly addicted to it since I downloaded it and I bought a lot of shoes. But today we're talking selling, taking the photos, creating the tags, postage, everything you need to know just so you can sell stuff. But how rude of me, my name is Jen. I like to make videos every week and you can subscribe if you want to down below. Now I thought I would just go through some common Depop vocabulary for you just so you don't get lost on the app. Basically there is holds. Holds is when someone wants to buy an item but they haven't purchased it yet. So basically if I'm a buyer and I see an item, I can be like, hey, can you put that on hold for me because I am waiting for my bank statement, bank account. I'm waiting for money basically. Bundles are when you can get a few different items from one shop and they will combine them together, and hopefully you will just pay shipping for just one item but you've got 5. Mystery bundles are where you get given a bunch of stuff, you set the price basically from a seller and they will pick out items they think you'll like. I recently did one from Details Vintage and it was amazing, so yeah, it can be risky but you can also love the stuff too. So swap is when you swap items between sellers. So just say I have a pair of shoes in a certain size that don't fit me and someone has them in another size that don't fit them and they want the opposite size, we can switch. And ISO means in search of. Now you have to be very careful of these because sometimes people will post like some Doc Martens and they will say in search of, but if you don't see that properly, you might try to buy those items and they're not going to refund you. Most of the time they're like, I won't refund you if you buy these shoes, I'm searching for them. So yeah, keep an eye out for in search of because they don't have that item. So the first step is you have to go around and find clothes that you want to sell on the app. Make sure they're actually worth selling. People will actually want to buy them. So you can go thrift shopping and find some stuff to sell, or just go through your wardrobe like I did and get rid of things that you no longer wear. Step 2 is to sort through your items, basically so you can take photos more efficiently. So I have this huge box of stuff and also the clothing up there. So I'm just gonna go through and put all the like skirts together and all the tops together so that when I take photos I can just put all the skirts on at once and then put all the tops on at once, if you know what I mean. So just gonna go through and put them into piles. Done! Next up, you want to find an area to take photos of your items. I think I'm gonna do a backdrop back there and make it pretty aesthetically pleasing, like add some plants and stuff. But really you want to have a pretty basic plain background, nothing to be too distracting from the clothes that you're taking pictures of. And also I'm going to be using a tripod plus my phone to take the photos. So if you have that, that's great. If not, you can get someone to help you take pictures, or you could just lean it up against like a bookshelf, something. So yeah, there's ways to take photos. And also it's very important to take the photos of the clothes on you because it's going to sell a lot better if people can see what it looks like on. If you don't have it on, you're probably going to be asked, can I have a photo of it on? So you may as well just get it all done now, only if it really fits. I don't normally put it on if it doesn't fit me, so I'll probably use like an old photo or something of what it looked like on, or find something on the internet of it on someone else if it's an item that's online. So yeah, you want to make sure you have photos of the garment on, or else it's not going to sell as well. So I've changed my clothes now. I've popped on these pants, which I think will go with all of the tops so I don't have to change out pants, and kind of gives an outfit idea for all of them because they will go with this. Now I also dropped down the camera to a lower height because I found that for doing my pictures I like kneeling. See, I'm kneeling. So for the shirt pictures I'm going to be kneeling, maybe even some of the skirt pictures and stuff like that. Also, a good tip is if your camera can do it, make sure it goes on square setting because the pictures on Depop are only going to be square. So what you want to do is find that square setting and pop that on, and then all I do is put on a self timer on my phone and take the photos. You can also take photos with like your camera or anything you want to do, but I find it's easiest to do it on my phone because I'm uploading it from my phone, so it just makes sense. It's like one less step. So alright, so I still got a ton more photos to take, but let's just carry on. And the next step is we're going to sell some stuff. So what you want to do is open up Depop app. If you don't have an account, create an account. First thing you'll see is like the home page, and you just go down to the bottom with the camera icon and you can make a post. Now it lets you add in 4 photos and maybe a video. So I'm going to go ahead and put in some photos. Allow access. You can change up the colors of these photos if you want to. I suggest only changing really like the brightness because you want to keep it pretty true to color. You don't want to put heaps of filters on it or else it's going to be disappointing when someone gets it in the mail and it's not that color. So I'm going to go ahead and put up one of these items. So I'm going to put up this American Apparel circle skirt, and I'm just going to pick 4 photos. You can like scale it in to have a better look. What else do we have? We have the circle, the full circle. I like to have a little variation of different shots, and then the last one I'm going to put as kind of the fabric so people can get an idea that it's corduroy fabric. So I'll add those in now, and then it's time for your description. Now you want to be like really exciting, make people pumped for this item. Beautiful maroon American Apparel circles. That's not how you spell circle. Circle skirt. Now it's good to have the item with you so you can kind of get an idea of the sizing and make sure you list it down correctly. So I'm just going to grab that. So this one is a size medium. Size medium. And then you want to put like what size it best fits because a lot of sizing changes as it goes. So I'm going to say best fits size, I would say 8 to 10. Next you probably want to put in what you would style it with, get people pumped on how they're going to wear the item.
Would look super cute with some Oxford buttons, frilly socks, and a preppy top 4, crunch it up with a black band tee.
Then you probably want to put in the measurements of the item on the next bit. I haven't actually measured the skirt or any of my items yet. I might go ahead and put them in later, but if you do know the measurements, pop them in there because that's helpful for sizing for people. But what I will do is at the bottom I will put my sizing, like my actual size and dimensions, just to give people an idea of what it's been worn on the model. So I find those for the post later, but just know I will put that in. And then underneath that you want to add some hashtags. So hashtags help your item be found, so you want them to be relevant. You don't want to just say like denim jacket when this is a circle skirt. Hashtag American Apparel, hashtag corduroy, hashtag. It's basically like adding hashtags on Instagram. Next up you want to add the location, just in case people want to buy it from you straight away, they can come pick it up. And then you can add a category. I'm going to add women's wear, and then also I'm going to put bottoms, and subcategory is going to be skirt. Next up you want to put in the brand, if the brand is available, so American Apparel. Next you want to add in the sizing, and for some reason it's all in UK sizes for us here in Australia. So for this one I'm actually going to go small. And then condition, you want to kind of put an accurate description of the condition because you don't want to sell something and say it's new and it's got like lots of wear and tear. So for this one I'm going to say used fair because I actually have had it for a long time. Next up is pricing, which is pretty tricky. It can be a fine balance, making sure you don't get ripped off, but then the person who's buying it doesn't get ripped off. So you want to take into consideration the time it took you to get the item, maybe if you're thrifting it, like the gas it took to get there, blah blah blah. Just take into consideration how much cost it took you to get that item for Depop. For me, these items are all used. I've had them in my wardrobe for a little while and I'm just kind of decluttering. So I don't mind making it kind of a cheaper price because I want it gone now. But if you've put in a lot of effort, make sure to put the pricing accordingly. So for this item, I am probably gonna go $25. I think the skirt, I bought it for maybe 80 or 90 when I bought it new, and I've had it for a long time, so I'm gonna go down to 25, knowing that people normally haggle, and also take into consideration that Depop takes a cut. Basically, I think it's like 8% they take. So you have to know that you're going to lose out on a little bit of money, and also if you do it through PayPal, which I think it's all done through PayPal, PayPal also takes a small cut as well. So you will lose maybe about 10%. So if I do it at 25, I'm only going to lose like $2.50. So yeah, just know that you're not going to get all of that money, and maybe make your prices just a little bit more expensive. Then you can add in the color. I'll add burgundy as the color. And then is shipping. Now shipping is a bit confusing when it's on Depop. I think a few countries have the ability where you can do it all through Depop. They send out like the shipping information, you just print it off and put it on your own parcel and you're good to go. I think even the postman can come pick it from your house. But where I'm living in Australia, my only real option is to charge for my own shipping, and I just charge about $10 depending on the item. Normally $10. If it's shoes, I might put into consideration that they will be heavier, but most of the time I just round it to 10 because an Australia Post bag to anywhere in Australia is normally around about $7 to $12 for anywhere around Australia, depending on the size of the bag. So like I said, I put my shipping as $10. You can change it in here or change it to free shipping, which is recommended, but I'm gonna do $10 and go back. Then you can pick if you want worldwide shipping. Now honestly, I do turn that setting off because I don't think that the shipping worldwide right now is very good. Like, you might get your item many months in advance, but people can message me and ask if they could ship it to their country. I would happily do it depending on the person. So yeah, I turn off that setting, and if someone wants it, I might do it for them, but not always. And then you can just go straight to the bottom and press post listing. And that will just turn up on your feed there. You can go to your profile, have a look at it. It's right here. And we got all the information there. And now we wait till someone buys it. It might take a little while to sell. If you're having problems with selling it and it's been on your page for a long time, which honestly has been a lot of my items, what you can do is, I'll show you. You can go down to a lower item that you've had for a while and just say, I want to boost it to the top of every hashtag, get it back out there, because if you leave it for a while, it's just going to get pushed down into the masses. All you have to do is press edit, and then on here you can press post listing again, and your item will be at the top of your page and any other page. So it's just like refreshing a listing. Then when someone wants to buy it, they might message you or they'll buy it automatically, which is nice. But most of the time I get people to message me just so I can give them extra information, make sure it's all correct and the sizing is right. And they might haggle a little bit with you, so get ready, because they might be like, hey, I'll buy it for like 15, is that okay? And then you could have a rebuttal like, oh no, I'll only sell it for 20, but I'll give you free shipping. So you kind of haggle a little bit to a price that you are happy for, and then you can sell it. Sometimes in these messages people will ask if they can pay direct to PayPal, or you may ask potentially. I may have done that a couple of times just to skip out on the fees. If you do it directly through PayPal, Depop doesn't get a cut, and Depop doesn't like that. But what you can do is, if you feel safe, just directly transfer money to someone and they send it to you. Not saying I'm suggesting it, but you will notice that will happen in the messages, so just look out for it. So now I'm going to go ahead and put up all my items on Depop, and then I'll get back to you once I've sold an item to truly show what happens. So it's been a couple of days and I have now sold a couple of items. First up, I sold this top to someone in Australia who's been looking for it for a while, and they tried to haggle with me a little bit and I just put it down in like $5. So yeah, I sold that one and I was in contact with them a little bit. And also I sold these overalls to someone in China. Now, I've never done international shipping before, but I'm doing it this time, and all you have to do is really just go into the settings, find your international shipping tab, and just write in the price. Now, to find out the price, all you have to do is, if you're in Australia, just go to Ozpost and you can calculate shipping costs and you can put in the country and then it'll come up with the different options for you. Now, for those orders, I made sure I was communicating really fast to them so they could get their answers quickly, because sometimes if you wait too long, your buyer will disappear. So make sure you have good communication on Depop. So straight after them buying my item, I would make sure I say thank you. I'm going to post it like tomorrow or something and just let them know it's coming. Now I'm going to package up these items. Basically, you can wrap it in some nice little paper or something, and also you could write a note if you really want to. Make them feel special when they open up the gifts to themselves, their items that they bought. And then you can go ahead and send it. So woohoo, we have shipped our first item. Basically, now all you have to do is send through the tracking number to the person who bought it, and all you really have to do is go to the receipt, add in the tracking details once you said that it's been shipped, and just confirm that. So woohoo! And then the last step is just to add some feedback. You can either do it right now, which I'm going to do it right now, or you can just wait until they've received the item just in case they have any things happen to it. But I will do this one right now. So you just go to the page that it brings up after you've sent the shipping, and then you just press leave feedback. Okay. And you can give them a star rating. So I'll give 5 stars. Her communication was great. And you can just say, hey lovely, or whatever you want to say. Thanks for purchasing. Your overalls are on the way. Sweet. And then you can just press the little tick in the corner and that will save. So now they have a review, and hopefully once they receive the item, you'll get a review too. And all your reviews just end up on your page on reviews in the top right corner, and yeah, you got some reviews. So that is how you sell items on Depop as a beginner, which I am, and I'm glad you guys came along for the ride. Yeah, that's basically how to sell something. There's probably a lot of tips that I didn't touch on because there's so much that you can do, little tricky tips. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything that I missed. But yes, I hope you go well at selling your things on Depop. My name has been Jen. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and until next time, keep selling, buying, wondering. Okay, bye.